Hi guys, welcome to another day on the road. I've got red in Big Cop Wellingborough. There may be a Greggs in my future. There's a small possibility. But yes, I have various batteries with me today so I can get a lot of road footage to do various bits and bobs with if I feel like it. Woo! Although there is an issue with that blasted SJ cam, it does seem to be a bit weird. There may be a couple of ways around it. I mean, there's been a couple of occasions where I've been standing still and it's been going that kind of thing with the picture quality. It's like, ooh, hold on a minute, what's going wrong here? So I don't know whether I've got a ripped off version. May have done, may very well have done, but we're at 45 quid. I'll live with it for a while, and then that'll be that. I might actually, if it continues to be as bad as it is, I might actually start putting the road footage in the small box at the corner and then me in the main one. The reason being is because at least in the small box it's not going to be like whilst you're watching it style thing. So I might actually switch it over just for a while until I can sort something else out with a different camera or whatever. And yes, I don't want a whole plethora of GoPro. Yeah, you pay for it, I'll buy it. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I have been asked a question, which I thought I might as well answer today. Probably be a long drawn out answer, but you know me. Everything's long and drawn out with me. Basically, this particular person has applied for their provisional and their medical paperwork and stuff like that, and they want to know what occurs next. Perfectly fine. Now please understand, first of all, it's been years since I did that. Long time. I mean, I've been going 7 years, so borderline 8 years since I've done it. So the process might have changed a little bit. Basically, you're going to get your provisional back, or you're going to get your paperwork for the provisional back, and when you send it off to go and get those entitlements, you're going to have to send off your medical as well. So when you get your medical through, now you can download and print off the medical form, and obviously the provisional form. You don't actually have to send away for it. You just go onto the government website and download the correct forms, whatever ones they are. I don't know off the top of my head, so it'd probably begin with a V something, you know, whatever. But anyway, you get those, you get your forms. Go to your local doctor, book yourself in for a medical for HGV. Now they'll all know what they're doing. They're just going to give you a standard medical, check your heart rate, your blood pressure, just everything and anything really, how you breathe in, all kinds of weird wonderful stuff. But it's just basically a really basic medical. That's what it is. They'll fill the paperwork in, then you fill in all the relevant parts for the provisional application. You send them all back off to the DVLA. They will send you out your new driving licence with your entitlements in. Now a lot of people will sit there and go, oh well, you've got to send your licence back when you do this. No, you don't. No. I actually went into the DVLA offices in Chelmsford because they were still open back then. They still actually had satellite offices. That's how long ago it was. And I turned around and I said, well look, you know, I need to send these off, but I do still need my licence for various bits and bobs. I didn't, but I just lied. And the guy said, okay, and you just tick the lost the licence box. They don't really care. Then you get your new licence through. Once you've got your new licence through, then go and have a look to book your HGVs. Now you could do this before. The issue is that if you fail your medical, or the DVLA take their sweet time, and trust me, they do sometimes, then you've booked for your HGVs, you haven't got your licence in time, those guys are not going to take you out, bang goes your deposit, so it's just a waste of money. So wait until you get your bits and bobs back and then go for your lessons. Obviously you're going to do class 2 first, then go on to class 1. How long this entire process takes, depends on what DVLA officer you're going to be dealing with, or is going to be dealing with your applications. But the process is actually really, really simple. You just fill in the paperwork as it asks. You have your medical with your doctor, and then you send it all off. You get your license come through. Once you've got your license come through, then you go and start booking your theory, your hazard perception. You can do your theory and your hazard perception whilst you're waiting. Go do all of those kind of stuff, and then you can go and do your HGVs. Realistically, there's not much more to it than that. You're going to do your class 2, then you're going to pass that, wait for your license to come back. Make sure, for the love of God, I found this out the hard way, make sure that the examiner selects the right type of license that you're going for. So you're going to be going for your C, or your C1 or anything like that. You're going to be going for your C. Do make sure he's ticked C and not any of the other boxes, otherwise you could pass your test and then, like me, end up with a 7.5 ton entitlement even though you did it in an 18 ton vehicle. And then of course you got the arguments with all that, which is annoying. But basically you just do your lessons. Your lessons will be whatever your instructor has decided he's going to set your lessons out like. Then you get your license back, go in for your class 1 if you want to. That's about it really. I mean, the process is actually really simple. There's not too much to worry about. I mean, you're just filling in paperwork. Basically it. So hopefully that will clear up any questions. But it really is, from what I can remember, that simple. I mean, it is literally, you're just applying it. You've already applied for your provisional driving licence once before, so you already know the rigmarole. It's not really that difficult. But anyway, I just thought I would cover that to try and answer the question. So hopefully that helped. Go on then, move over, move over. Okay, he's indicating and... oh, look at that. Decided he didn't need the near side lane. I wonder why that's a courtesy car. Is that a courtesy car because he's already had an accident in his normal car? Because he just doesn't have a clue about lanes? Well, I don't know what lane to get into. I just indicate. Well, move over to the lane that you're indicating. I just indicate. And yeah, what I'll do is I'll just take the exit. Why didn't you move into your lane? I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, clearly. You've got a courtesy car because your one's in the shop being fixed from the last accident you bloody had. It's not difficult to change lanes, is it? Let's be honest. But anyway, hopefully that is going to have helped. If you have any specific questions on the entire process, then ask those. But the process itself is really simple. You're filling in paperwork, you're getting your doctor to fill in paperwork, it costs you however much your doctor charges for the medical. And in this, I genuinely don't know how much it's going to cost you, not these days. But that's it. I mean, you can, if you really want to, you can apply for your Tacho whenever you feel like it. But I wouldn't do that until you've passed your class 2. Reason being is your Tacho is valid for 5 years from the moment it's issued. So if you apply for your Tacho and then fail your class 2 a couple of times and you've been trying to do it for over a year, by the time you start driving you've lost a year's worth of your Tacho. So it's just a waste of money. It really is. It's a waste of money. Wait until you've got your licences, and then once you've done all of that, chances are, I'm trying to think back to how it happened at Newcroft out of Purfleet for me. Yes. I did my test, and I went back in, once I passed, I went back into the office at the test station to hand the paperwork over for them to send off, and I was asked, do I wish to apply for my Tacho card at the same time? And so I filled that paperwork out. They organised it all and sent it off on my behalf, which is why I didn't pick up on the 7.5 ton entitlement, because I couldn't actually look at it. I just took it as granted it would be filled in correctly. Doing. But yeah, no. Once I passed my class 2, I was asked the question when I was giving the paperwork in for them to send off, do I want to apply for a digital card now? Of course, you say yes. So I'd wait until that point. That's how it happened for me. I don't know whether it's changed these days, but that's how it happened for me. As to the CPC, I never had to do it. I've done it, 1 lesson a year, every year, sitting in the classroom, being told how to drive a truck, basically. This is health and safety. What you have to do is you have to check your mirrors. Make sure there isn't anybody there. Then you can change lanes. Now there are some people on the road, as you've no doubt seen on YouTube videos before, who, well, if there's somebody there, it don't really matter, they're going to change lanes anyway, and of course carnage ensues. But you know, if you actually do your CPC, you learn these kind of things, like don't change lanes until it's empty, until it's clear. And of course you get all these wonderful little symbols. What does this symbol mean? And I remember I was in not my last bout, because I did that one-on-one. The bout before, a couple of years ago, I was in my CPC, and a symbol appeared on the screen. Now please understand, I come from an agricultural background. And CPC guy, a room full of truck drivers, CPC guy said, what's that symbol mean? Nobody said anything. I put my hand up, went oxidising agent. And he just looked at me, he's like, somebody's doing their HAZCAP. I went, no. I used to be a farmer, I know what a bloody oxidising agent is. But no, literally, your CPC is whatever it is. You got your health and safety, you got your correct road stuff, you got your just everything and anything really. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It's insane. The stupid thing though is that you can do exactly the same CPC course repeatedly. Okay, so if you do the health and safety, for example, how to lift stuff, manual handling, and all that kind of crap. If you do the same course every single time, you still pass your CPC. And you sit there and you go, so you mean to tell me I could go in for one of my bouts and do all the, manual handling, all that health and safety stuff, and then next year when I go and do it, I could apply to do the same course? Yeah, and it counts. Yeah. CPC is basically unfailable. You can't fail it. If you really have trouble doing this kind of stuff, do the same course repeatedly, you can get your CPC. But anyway, there we go. I'm going to crack on. I shall most likely see you at Reading. Joy to the world. lane positioning. Notice how I'm hanging back because there was vehicles in front of me. Well, you saw me pull up, so you saw that. Stay in the middle. Don't allow anybody around. Keep checking for cyclists, obviously. Now, it's not that tight here, so you don't have to worry too much about throwing yourself wide. But the thing with lane positioning is you need to put yourself with the maximum amount of room you have for whichever direction, on the side of which your trailer's going to cut. So take for example, I'm going to be turning just past these lights, I'm going to be turning left. You can kind of see the filter lane, and got the bus lane in between it. So obviously I'd start indicating now. But let's pretend that this is quite tight, okay? Just for argument's sake, let's pretend this is quite tight. So I'd put myself wide, okay? So I'd stay close to the curb, nothing's turning left so I can keep going. And I'd just keep myself wide about there. Because my trailer's going to cut that side, isn't it? So I just thought I'd do a little bit whilst I was coming down this way. I'll probably do a bit more going back after I've delivered. Wonderful. After I've delivered. But anyway, I shall see you when I'm on dock. Well, we appear to have made it. Nice and simple. I'll do a little bit more when I leave about where to put yourself, you know, lane, that kind of thing, when you've got a trailer on. Because I know a lot of you guys are probably quite interested in that kind of stuff, so I shall do a few bits and bobs throughout the rest of the day. I know a number of you guys have been commenting. Hold on, I'll just flick that on, happy jelly. I've been commenting that maybe I should be an instructor. Please understand, I'm not teaching you how to pass the test. I'm showing you what I do. And the other thing is, instructing tends to you tend to lose. Well, my income would go down if I did that, I believe, from what I've been told anyway. But no, it's nice and easy. I mean, to be fair, the entire driving thing is not really that difficult. I mean, if it was, people like me wouldn't be able to do it. Yes, this is the unit I had Saturday, if anyone's curious. So I ended up back in it anyway. I might not have had it Sunday. This is definitely the one I had Saturday, and somebody's conked the mirror. Because the casing's all... and it's at a weird angle, so you can turn your mirror in, but it just doesn't quite go far enough, if that makes sense. I mean, I've been over there and moved it, but it just seems to move back whilst you drive along because where it's been hit. I just thought the case had clicked out, but I've had another look at it since I've been here, and yeah, it's definitely been hit. I did make a note of it on my scratch and dent, so they know it's not me. But I've set my panoramic up so I can see everything that I need to. But I shall inform them when I get back. This is one thing for you guys. Tyres, tread depth. Now, some manufacturers, Hankook for example, I mean the tyres that are on this have got them at the moment. Some manufacturers, because it's for a commercial vehicle, one of these things, it's 1 millimetre over 3/4 of the entire circumference of the tyre. Now, certain tyre manufacturers have little knobbly bits all the way inside the tread, or in the actual tread, and they're a marker to let you know when you need to recut them. You know, about now is a good time to recut, or move them from steering to tag, whatever, lift axle, whatever. Now, there is some confusion in that when you, on your cars, most car tyres have a little knobbly bit in them, and when you get down to that, you have to replace the tyre. That is the legal limit. As soon as you hit that, that's it, done. The simple fact is, on truck tyres, that's a recut limit. It's not actually the legal limit. Not every truck tyre has it, you see. So a lot of people, there's some confusion. They get down to the retread limit and they think, oh no, I can't take it. Oh no, it's 1 millimetre. I mean, that tread limit, that recut tread limit is about 4 mil off, 4 mil from bottom, so you have more than enough tread. But it is something, if you notice it on the tyres, it is definitely something you need to tell transport and let them know, so as they can get the damn thing recut, say at the end of your run, or they might want to give you a different unit to have it recut, whatever. But when you get to that limit, that is not the actual, or when you get to that point, that is not the actual limit. Because I do know there's a few people who are having issues with that. They see it and they think, oh no, it's illegal. And then you actually look at the tread and it's like 4 mil left on it easily, and you're like, that's not illegal. So just a heads up for you. I know on your car, when you hit that little knobbly bit in the tread, that's when the tyre's done, bye bye, see you later, whatever. I never let my tyres get that low, to be fair. I change them when they get to about 3, 2.5, 3-ish, well 2 to 3 kind of thing, but then again I have friends who work in a tyre shop, so I go and see them. I'm kind of down there quite regularly, so it's a case where you got your old depth gauge, yeah, that needs changing, go and sling another set on. But no, but on commercial vehicles like this, that is a marker to let you know when to start recutting them. Doesn't actually mean that they're illegal yet, because remember, it's 1 mil over 3/4 of the entire circumference of the tyre. But there, I just thought I'd throw that in, because these ones are getting close. So anyway, I shall most likely see you when I'm leaving, because there's a couple of junctions I'm going to do. Yeah, the one at the end, and then the one where I turn to go back towards the industrial estate. You know, where I stopped just before the keep clear bits and bobs, yeah. Basically those ones as well, but from the other way, so I'll just show you a little bit of where I position myself. But anyway, I shall see you when I'm leaving. Right then, let's say you've got to come out of a back way like this, way up to this, and it's on a steep hill. You've got vehicles parked right on the corners, a pedestrian, well, footpath to get across. You can't see cars, and it's going to be a real pain. All you do is you just go nice and slow, nice and steady, keep having a shifty. Go as wide as you can to avoid any vehicles that may be on that side. Now you're not going to have been able to see that van from that angle most likely, so. And then put yourself there, because there will be a lot of back ways that are like that. You'll be on a steep incline, something like that, and of course you got to go across a footpath, parked cars, a van's in the way. The van on that corner has been dumped. You actually, when I was arriving, you would have seen it. I would have left that segment of the video in. That white van just before I turn left has been dumped. It's been there for quite some considerable time. Now what's this idiot doing? Didn't quite know what was going on there, I don't think. Anyway, in this one, so you can indicate right, take up both the lanes again. Now you've got the traffic island over there. What you want to do is you want to go straight forward, as far forward as you can, and then turn as late as possible. Now that's not very tight, you could have done that earlier, but if you've got the room, use it. It's one of the things I've always said. If you have the room, use it. That way you can't have the upside daisy. You can't go, I'll just crunch something. You don't need to in that situation. Now, on this one, there is no actual weight limit going straight ahead. It says local traffic only. Whenever the road down there is blocked, I usually go straight ahead. But there is no weight limit, and we are allowed to, as far as I'm aware. Now, obviously, this is a dedicated right turn only lane, so indicating is not required. Now here you go, this is a standard junction for you. All you do, nice and slow, a bit quicker because that changed on me as I was going through. Leave the turn till last. Ooh. hello. Somebody pressed the button after. Ooh. I hate junctions like this because they're set too close to the junction, so you end up having to stop for no reason, and your rear end is still out in the junction stopping everybody else. Well, it wasn't in the junction, but it was causing people an issue. It shouldn't be set that close to the edge, but whatever, they've decided to do that. But no, in that situation what you want to do is go straight as far forward as possible, and again turn late. Lovely, look at that. Turn late. Now in roundabouts like this, take up both lanes, take up the middle of it, stop anybody going down either side of you. If you hear the odd motor horn, then oh well, never mind. But again, I mean, this is quite a good demonstration because again, you've got two lanes here. Just sit yourself in the middle, make sure no one's indicating or coming out that way, and again, just sit yourself in the middle. Take as much room as you can to prevent other people getting down on the inside or outside of you, because that just prevents the accident at the end of the day, and that's ultimately what you're trying to do. But no, going back to that junction, just go, in that situation, go as far forward as you can and turn at the last moment, and obviously watch your rear axles in that mirror. Look ahead, of course, otherwise you might not see things like that red light at the Pelican crossing. Blimey, that's a fashion statement now, isn't it? Powder blue alloys on a black Audi. It's a fashion statement now. Make sure there's no blues and twos trying to get through. Nice and easy. But always give yourself, when you're thinking about your lane positioning on the road, always think about your trailer's cut and what's going to make it easiest for you. Now, there is a limit to how far over you should go. You know where I'm commanding both lanes? If you put yourself completely in the other lane, even if you're indicating left, you've got two things to worry about. First of all, idiots in cars who are ignoring your indicator or thinking, oh well, he's just left it on, isn't he? Yeah, and they're going to put themselves there, trust me, they will do. And the other thing is, if you are in that lane and you're turning sharp left, your trailer is going to swing out at the back. Now you could have a Moffat on the back, a forklift on the back of it, and that's going to make it swing out even further, so you're going to be taking down traffic lights and crash barriers and all kinds of crap. So what you want to do is you want to put yourself in the middle. Sometimes you have to go slightly further to the opposite side just because of the tightness of the bend, but again, that's more down to, well, your perception of what you're doing. I mean, I can't tell you, there isn't a hack to this kind of thing. You've just got to remember you need the room and use as much room as you can safely. That's basically the only way of doing it. But outside of that, it's all muchness. Anyway, I will most likely see you at Didcot. Well, that was interesting. I've made it here to Didcot, and I met what the Americans would refer to as a super trucker. That was fun. He was going out, so I was coming in. He's been driving 38 years, you know, can't tell him anything. And at first it was just a bit of a laugh and joke, you know, and to be fair, that's how I kept it, because at the end of the day there's absolutely no point in confrontation. But he made a snide little comment about agency guys, and I went, oh, calm down, you know, laughy and jokey and everything. He went, oh, I'll just tell it how it is, if you don't like it, mate, here's me chin. I was like, okay, fair enough, that's the kind of individual you're going to be. And the company he rolls for got rid of all their agency because of all the damage and everything that they cause. Fair enough. And I know there are quite a large amount of agency guys who really shouldn't be on the road. I have to admit to that one. I have to admit that. But no, it was just, you know, he never uses POA, only ever leaves it on brake even when he's on dock. Doesn't care. You know, that's the rules, them's the rules, that's the law. He's never used a minute of POA since it came in. He knows the rules the way they were. Fair enough. You know the rules the way they were. I mean, it's not like rules ever change, is it? You know. But no, you know, my keys are in. I'm in the canteen sitting there. I'm basically on my break. Fair enough, whatever. I know of one instance. It was for the company that shall not be named, and it was at a depot in Hams Holt, and this was a few years ago. And this was back in the Vosa days before they went DVSA, and Vosa pulled up out the front, and every general haulier that was coming out of that depot, they pulled over and they checked their paperwork versus their tacho, and every single one of them that had been on break whilst they were on duck were pulled over and made to take a full 45-minute break before they were allowed on their way. But you know, that's just not right. No, that's just not right. No, because this, that and the other. And I was like, yeah, fair enough, I don't care, I'm not going to argue with you. You drive how you see fit. Oh yeah, well I'm a tramper, you see, I'm not like you. I do proper driving. Fair enough. Off you go, have fun. Yeah, well there's no money in agency, you know. I get my standard rate plus double time on a Sunday. Oh, you only get double time. I get triple time on a bank holiday. Yeah, there's no money in it, you know. No money in it. Yeah, there's no money in agency driving. None whatsoever. Can't argue with that. It's not like I live in the countryside. It's not like I drive a new car. It's not like I can afford to do all of this. No, there's no money in agency driving, none whatsoever. Can't argue with that. I mean, 38 years experience, you can't argue with that. So, but that was interesting. Anyway, I'm going to crack on. Find my trailer, go to Sharewell Valley. There is a strong possibility Greggs is going to be earning some money from me today. Can't guarantee it, but you know, there is a strong possibility. Whilst I'm at Sharewell Valley, after I've had my lunch, I'm most likely going to make some content. It won't be in this vlog, it will be a separate vlog, like a filler vlog, but it will be recapping driver's hours, working time directed, because I know a lot of people have an issue with that, and I've been trying to figure a way of helping you guys learn it, and I think I've come up with one. So I'll probably call it a hack to learning driver's hours regulations, something like that. I know there aren't really any hacks in real life, it's a load of old crap, but you know, it's just a title. But I shall enlighten you as to how easy it is to remember all of the information in front of you. So I'll most likely do that when I'm at Sharewell. But that won't be in this vlog, that will be in a filler vlog, probably uploaded on Monday. Unless of course I get a reduced rest period kind of circumstance during the course of this week. But anyway, for anybody who is having trouble learning all of that, it will be, it will basically be about how you can remember it. The easiest way of learning it. So I shall do that when I'm at Sharewell. But as for today, I will see you when I get to Wellingborough. Well, nice and easy here at Wellingborough. Found me load, found me trailer. How much joy this is. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end my vlog now whilst I'm here. And that way it saves me screwing about when I get back to the yard. I can just end, go home, edit this, upload it, all that kind of stuff. And to be fair, I've probably dragged on a little bit today anyway. So, cheers for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. I will see you in the next one, which should be tomorrow. I did a little whoops daisy. I got a phone call whilst I was on my break, and they said, we can't find the keys to one of the units. Do you have them on you? I was like, no. Yes. Oops. It's currently the 3rd of May. I last used that unit on the 28th. Whoops-a-daisy. So yes, I thought I'd share that. I've there's been a unit that hasn't moved for a week. So I'm going to return that, and yes, that should be an interesting conversation. But anyway, cheers for watching. Like I said, like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do, and I shall see you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. So cheers guys.